Hello West Ham United fans, welcome back to Irons United for a little transfer update and just general news in and surrounding West Ham United Football Club. I'm going to start with the first set of news that's come out today. Arthur Masuaku signing a new contract extension until 2024. Now, personally, I'm quite happy with that, and everyone around the channel and all fans that follow this page know that I have a soft spot for Arthur Masuaku. I feel like he hasn't got the rub of the green at times. And yeah, protect him. I honestly think he's a decent left-back, and I think he'll start for us against City. Pellegrini's obviously seen the same thing as me. A lot of people have brought up points saying that we had to get him on a new deal to make sure that he didn't go for free in the summer, which does make a lot of sense because that would have been catastrophic to let him leave for free when we bought him for around £6 million. But I must say, towards the end of last season, he put in some really solid performances at left-back, was composed, kept the ball well, overlapped well, whipped in a couple of really good crosses. So he's definitely someone that I hope can improve and carry on that form into the next season. So that's the first set of news. Masuaku has signed on the dotted line until 2024, and it has definitely divided the fan base. I've looked at the comments on the Facebook post and the Instagram post, and it seems pretty 50-50. Some people think that Cresswell should be starting ahead of him. Others think that both should be out the club. In my opinion, unless we get someone better through the door, we can't complain. He's the best we have at left back. I'm going to put my head on the block here and just say that I rate Masuaku more highly than Cresswell. I just think that his overall game is a bit better than Cresswell's. Cresswell, when he first joined the club, solid player. First 2 seasons was really, really good, but got a couple of injuries and didn't really recover. So yeah, Masuaku till 2024. Now the outgoings from West Ham, obviously you've got Pedro Obiang, who's finally got his move to Italy, where he joined Sassuolo. Absolute gent. I literally can't say anything bad about the man. Humble servant to the club, gave us all for over 100 appearances, scored his 3 goals, and so classy the way he went out. I think, as people have covered in the earlier transfer videos, Marko Arnautovic and Pedro Obiang, you can't even compare the two when it comes to how they've handled leaving the club. And I've said this to everyone, once a hammer, always a hammer, and I hope that he can come back to West Ham in some capacity in the future, and I wish him all the best at Sassuolo. He had a great start to his West Ham career when he first signed him. In his first season, I felt that he was perhaps a bit unlucky not to have got more game time in the final season at the Berlin. But on his day, classic centre midfielder, got a great eye for a pass. So we're going to miss that. But in saying that, our midfield now, Wilshere, Fornals, Rice, Noble, Lanzini. I think our midfield core is absolutely solid. So I wish him all the best, but I think it's a good move for the club as a whole. Got £8 million around there for him. Decent. One transfer that I cannot understand is Marcus Browne to Middlesbrough for £300,000. It's actually a scary stat, honestly. As Dan mentioned in his video earlier in the week, that's 2 weeks' wages of Chicharito. 2.5 weeks' wages of Chicharito for a player of Marcus Browne's potential. Whenever I watched him play in PL2, he was always a menace, always very threatening going forward, tricky player. And when he went out on loan, he performed really well. You know, when he was out on loan at Oxford, he did a really, really good job there. So I'm a bit disappointed personally, but obviously Pellegrini's deemed him surplus to requirements, which I can't really comprehend because he just seems like such a talented young player and an English player that I would like to see at West Ham. But I wish him all the best. £300,000, in my opinion, is just an absolute piss take in today's market. Surely we could have got more from there. So that's very disappointing. And then obviously the final set of news, Browne Hugill joining QPR on a season-long loan from the Hammers, having made 3 Premier League appearances for the club. Personally, when we first signed him, it just didn't make sense. £9 million for a championship striker with mediocre stats. Think about it, we've just sold Marcus Browne for £300,000, we bought Hugill for £9 million. It just still boggles my mind. So yeah, I wish him all the best, but I know for a fact that that deal was shady as hell, and David Moyes definitely had his hands in some dirty business to get that done. I don't actually understand how our owners allowed it to happen. But the sad thing is he's not going to come back and play for us. He's going to go out on loan time and time again until his contract runs dead and we let him go on a free, losing more and more money, which is very, very disappointing from our side. I think sometimes our transfer dealings are just really poor and we waste money in stupid places. But yeah, I wish him all the best at QPR. Hope he can find some form and bag some goals. Obviously, he was out on loan at Borough last season, scored a couple, but didn't really set the Championship on fire. Yeah, and that's pretty much all the transfer news and business that's happened around the club in the last couple of days. So yeah, we'll keep you updated with anything, any ins and outs over the last couple of days, and before the season starts against City. Getting excited, squad looking good. So yeah, we'll keep in touch. Like, comment, subscribe, and come on you Irons.